everybody. Welcome back to another wonderful episode. And our guest today is the one, the only, Curtis Peoples.
What up?
Curtis, welcome.
Hey, I'm happy to be here.
Where are you from? Tell me a little bit about your musical background, how you turned into the person that you are, rock god, pop god.
I'm from San Diego / LA. I feel like I was born in LA and I grew up in San Diego, but now I've lived in LA for so many years. I just claim them both.
I like your style.
Which pisses off my San Diego friends, and it's fine. I grew up there, and that's where I learned to play music. That's where I started in bands. Yeah. Started doing bands when I was 12. Started singing when I was a kid, and started writing songs when I was 12 or 13. And
love it.
Kind of went from there, moved to LA when I was 21, and I've been doing that ever since.
And you've had a really interesting trajectory to me because you've kind of been malleable in your sound. You've been singer-songwriter. You've really gone in like a pop direction. You have rock influence. What are some of the things that have helped that evolution along?
It's funny because even more now than ever, I've noticed that the pop music junkie that I was when I was a kid and how much I got into music and everything like that has benefited me, because the longer and weirder and stranger, the more I had to kind of switch gears or directions or even just focus in my career, that benefited me because I was like, oh, I like doing those kind of songs too. Right. Oh, I like writing those kind of songs. And it made the flow of things a little easier. I think rock and roll is probably where I am the strongest, but I love pop and I love R&B. And
I love how much you love pop.
I love pop. So it's been it was an easy thing. And also I think I feel, lucky in my career, but I've had, somebody said it best. They said about me one time, they said, you have good luck, you just have slow luck. So sometimes things have always got where they should or somewhere I didn't expect. But, I found myself having to wait a little longer, or somebody else got an opportunity I thought I was going to get, but then that opened a different door for me. So I think that's just allowed me to kind of keep going. And the fact that one day I get to write a teen pop song, the next day I'm writing like a heavy rock song, the next day I'm writing, a singer-songwriter thing. Yeah. And that is fun for me. And that actually has made me a better songwriter because I don't get stuck. I'm not tied to any one thing anymore.
I'm so glad you brought that up because today you performed kind of 5 songs, but you have really evolved in your songwriting capacity as well as an artist capacity. And so today you brought to the table a couple of your own songs that you've released, but you also brought a couple songs that you've written that have gone on to do great things with other voices involved.
Yes.
Let's start with your first song. What did you play first?
I played a song of mine called Damage Control from it was on an EP called Damage Control, but it ended up being on another EP called 5-9, which was a very, very kind of like breakup, very life-changing kind of EP. Yeah, so it fit. The lyric was written kind of in that time, so it fit on, and it's just one of my favorite songs that I've done. So I thought it was a good one to start.
I love it.
Yeah.
Introduce that song for us.
This is Damage Control.
Doors slam, harsh words, we blame each other. 3 days shut out. I can't take this breakdown. And it's all in the back of my mind. All I want is to turn back time. Dare me, darling, I don't wanna let go. And what we need is a little damage control. Midnight, I call. Listen, can we just talk? And it's all in the back of my mind. All I want is to turn back time. Dare me, darling, me, darling, I can't do this alone. And what we need is a little damage control. Oh, 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 oh. Dare me, darling, I don't wanna let go. And what we need is a little damage control. Dare me, darling, I can't do this alone. And what we need is a little damage control. And it's all, and it's all, and it's all in the back of my mind. All I want, all I want, all I want is to turn back time.
And these are the reasons I love Curtis Peoples. He writes great songs like that. Where did we go next on this?
So the next one is a song that I released about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, called Tidal Wave. And that was these were the first songs that were kind of coming out where they weren't going to be tied to any music. My writing for other artists has kind of eclipsed, or especially at the time had eclipsed what I was doing. So I just kind of put out a song when I had one. So this one was actually written for another band, and it just didn't fit on their record. And I was like, well, I love this song. So I took it and I kind of changed a few lyrics that was meant for the band, and I had my friend Kat from this band Holy Wars sing on it because I love her, and now she does a band with me called Pep Squad. So it's very cool. But I just was like, there were no more rules anymore, and Tidal Wave was the first one where I was like, oh, I can just do this however I want, and I got to integrate more of the alternative stuff that I do for other artists more so than I ever had before. So that was the first like true like melding of worlds, I kind of think, for me as a solo artist.
I think that place is so powerful too, because when you get to a place that you're writing for other people and yourself, and you start to realize like this song may not have a home here, but now there's nothing preventing me from putting out great songs because I want to put out great songs. And here's the thing, maybe I write different styles sometimes. Soak it in. Please introduce this song.
This song is called Tidal Wave.
Enjoy.
Give me time to waste. Give me tracks and erase your heartbeat. I'm in line for a drastic change. Wanna drive, well they'll never find me. The night was out to get me. We let go of everything. Growing dark should be sharpening. Growing up, can you do that with me? Don't trust another killer with your heart again. This is where we stand up to the fire and win. And they won't stop our tidal wave. They won't stop our tidal wave. Rush into a mess that they guilt us in. Done with starting over and the medicine. They won't stop our tidal wave. They won't stop our tidal wave away. You're the perfect amount of rage, just enough till we both feel away. Volunteer to be led this way with you. I can't lie, you hold the sunlight. Dressing up melancholically, something black with your eyes on me. Educate me about these things. You need to wake up, it's time to wake up. Don't trust another killer with your heart again. This is where we stand up to the fire and wind. And they won't stop our tidal wave. They won't stop our tidal wave. Rush into a mess that they guilt us in. Done with starting over and the medicine. They won't stop our tidal wave. They won't stop our tidal wave away. Give 'em a war, give 'em a war, give 'em a war, give 'em a war. Don't trust another killer with your heart again. This is where we stand up to the fire and wind, and they won't stop our tidal wave. They won't stop our tidal wave. Rush into a mess that the guilt is in. Done with starting over and the medicine. They won't stop our tidal wave. They won't stop our tidal wave away. No, no, no. Whoa, give 'em a war, give 'em a war, give 'em a war, give 'em a war.
It is so hard for me to hear Curtis Peoples' songs, and I'm very lucky because I know him in my personal life for a long time, and your songs, I'm fortunate enough I have been able to sing harmonies on and stuff, and I know, and Kat as well, so when I hear you sing your songs, I'm always sitting there like filling in all these parts in my head, and it's so much fun, and that's one of those songs that I definitely sing along to.
Yeah.
In your
you
part
did sing
and other
with
parts.
that live with me one time.
I have sung it live with you,
You sang the harmonies and stuff.
That's right.
Right.
So now when you're performing it, it's always like a minor part of me is in there, and it makes me so happy.
Yes.
What is our next song?
So our next one is a song that I wrote with the band Pierce the Veil with my best friend in the world, Vic Fuentes, and another great friend of mine, Steve Solomon. We wrote it for Pierce the Veil's Misadventures
Both
record.
incredible human beings.
Great, wonderful, wonderful people. This was the song that was coming off the biggest success any of us had at that point. As all collectively, we had written a song on the record before for Pierce the Veil that ended up being kind of the game changer for everybody in some way. It was a song called King for a Day.
Huge song.
It has now become a platinum record, and it's just one of those songs that in that Warped Tour emo rock scene, it's like a classic, weirdly enough. And that was the universe telling me it's time to chase the songwriting thing, because as that song grew, I started getting calls to work with bands, and I had new opportunities, and it all started at that, which was a wonderful thing because Vic and I had been friends since kindergarten. We had been bands together growing up, and so
fun side fact: if you really want to see an adorable young Curtis Peoples and Vic Fuentes, go find the video of you guys singing Hall & Oates.
Oh yeah,
as kids.
Yeah. Well, no, that's just in our like early 20s.
Oh my God.
But it's amazing, yeah.
For some reason in my mind, I always feel like you're like 16. But
well,
it's
Vic
you
and
look
I used to do
baby-faced.
of course. We used to do our Halloween costumes together, and then when he got together with his now fiance, she stole
took
my
your
Halloween
spot.
costume thing. Yeah. But so anyway, so Circles is the song, the next song I played, and that was the coming off that success of that record. Vic was like, okay, we're gonna do more songs together this time. Let's write a lot more. And that was the first one we wrote for the new record. And we pretty much wrote most of it that day. Vic, a year later, ended up kind of taking what we had written melodically and writing he made a new lyric about the Paris attacks with the whole not Queens of the Stone Age, whatever the band was called, but the shootings, because he had played that venue and all that kind of stuff. So he wrote this incredibly powerful lyric. But what's cool about the song is it was the first song I ever had, actually any of us in that little crew had on the radio.
Yeah.
Like officially, legitimately on the radio. It was debuted on BBC One.
Amazing.
He played it on Conan, on MTV. It was a top 40 hit on rock radio. It made the band mainstream in a way it hadn't before, and where King for a Day had done one thing, this actually did even more because it was more of a pop oriented song. Yeah. So it helped everyone, and it really, it was one of those tunes that just it made sure the band had another level to go,
right.
And so I'm really proud of it. So I took all the rock out of it and I stripped it down to an acoustic singer-songwriter thing, and that's Circles.
Listen, do you hear my heartbeat thump over the monitors? You pretend to close your eyes, don't breathe pieces of candy and leaks of light. Paint the floor around me, then without hesitating, you took my hand and then we both started running. There's no place to go. Another bullet and we both started running too. Save yourself, don't ever look back. Nowhere to go, and so we both spin around in circles. Whoa, whoa. Creeping through these labyrinths, I find another dead end to the weekend. Is this real life? Paper hearts turn ash, begin to fly over our heads and begin screaming as the exit signs read heaven's waiting. You took my hand and then we both started running. There's no place to go. Another bullet and we both started running too. Save yourself, don't ever look back. Nowhere to go, and so we both spin around in circles. And I said, hey, what's on your mind? I think about my life without you and I start to cry. And I said, hey, it's alright, we'll make it. I love you and I'll never leave your side. Whoa. Took my hand and then we both started running. There's no place to go. Another bullet and we both started running too. And save yourself, don't ever look back. Nowhere to go, and so we both spin around in circles. Let's go! Circles.
What I love about a good song is you can do exactly that. You can take something that is familiar in this vein, strip it down, and if the song has its own credibility, it can stand on its own 2 feet with just a guitar. And I think today we got to see that. So Thank you for bringing it.
Eagles of Death Metal. That was the show. I just remembered. Sorry, it just popped in my head. That was the Paris show. Not Queens of the Stone Age. But thank you for saying that. No, that was that. I'm just very grateful because Vic and I grew up together and we played in bands together, and then we went. I moved to LA and became a solo artist, singer-songwriter. Pierce Seville got signed and went on their thing. And the fact that we were able to find a way back, that's what's really nice about stuff like that. Yeah, it's very cool.
People make things special.
Yeah.
And relationships make things special.
Exactly.
Where did we go from Circles?
So from Circles, we go back to a solo song of mine, which was also on that 5/9 EP. And it's a song with a very long title called Last Night My Favorite Band Broke Up. And,
I love the song.
and it pretty much like I was going through my divorce, and it was a very shocking thing, not only for myself, but for our friend group and for the people in our lives, our families and stuff, because it was just one of those relationships that you couldn't see, and maybe we couldn't even see it was deteriorating. But people's reaction from my parents to my friends felt like when a band breaks up.
Totally.
And it was like, people were like, well, maybe they'll get back together. Maybe just doing one solo record. He wants to make his weird jazz record and then he'll come back. And it was like, so I just had that thing, and I don't know why that title, but I wanted to put it very in the moment. And so me and this artist Trace's wrote it one day in front of a piano, and I wanted the structure to be a little different. We didn't change anything in the structure. And then one of my main production partners, Colin Creevy, I asked him to produce it because I knew I didn't want it to sound too singer-songwriter. I was like, I played him like Same Drugs by Chance the Rapper, and I played him a couple things. I was like, go this route. Let's not have it just piano and simple. Let's make this thing something. And it's really turned into one of my favorite songs I have.
love this song.
And it's one of those songs I'm like, I'm just hoping one day I can get somebody to cut it or something. I'm like, this song, I want the song to get a bigger look.
And that's the beautiful thing about the network that we all kind of exist in, and the world that you work in, having so many avenues now as a songwriter, as a performer, as a collaborator. You know, you never know when those opportunities arise. And so it's fun to just keep singing them, because then all of a sudden you get the call, which I've been in the room for, when you get the call and you're like, really? Okay, great. Click. I just found out my song's getting blah, blah, blah. And I love that for you.
Well,
Please introduce
Vic wants Shawn Mendes to cut it. So
that
Shawn
would be
Mendes
amazing.
cut
If you're
the song.
listening, starts here.
Last night, my favorite band broke up. Long ass title. Yeah.
Last night, my favorite band broke up. They said goodbye in a rush forever. And we should forget reunions to come. I guess what's done is done and over. And oh, I hope that if it's done, the good won't go. And oh, I know it's no easy road playing on. Years chasing after all they want. One stretch of time goes wrong, then it all fades. These days we only fight so hard. No one shows who they are till it's too late. And oh, I hope that if it's done, the good won't go. And oh, I know it's no easy road playing on. Yeah. Didn't catch the last show. I don't know if they cared anymore. I didn't catch the last show. And if it was the last show, I wonder if they'll sing on their own. If it was the last show, I didn't catch the last show. I don't know if they cared anymore. I didn't catch the last show. And if it was the last show, I wonder if they'll sing on their own. If it was the last show, and I hope, and I hope, the good won't go. And I know it's no easy road. We're playing on. Last night, my favorite band broke up. I'm gonna miss them so much forever.
Shawn Mendes, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give us a call.
You're kind of my neighbor now in LA.
Yeah. And what was our next? Are we on song 5?
We're on the last one.
We're on song 5. Where did we go for this one?
Where we go, the reason I ended with this too is because this song and this new thing that I'm a part of is the next phase and was the long way around to maybe where I should have started, which was in a band. But it's in a band where I'm still a songwriter and a producer working with other artists. I have this band called Kids in America with my friend Paul Hammer.
This one's so exciting.
And we started it not really knowing what we wanted to do, but we both knew we were at a point in our career. Paul's got a great band called Savoir d'Or that is still together and awesome. And then I obviously still do all my things as a songwriter and a producer and an artist. But it was time for a change, and it was time for something fresh. So we came up with this idea. I flew to New York, where Paul lives in upstate New York. I said, let's just hang out for 4 days and try to write some songs. Let's make it an alternative rock thing, but we'll see where it goes. And we wrote 3 songs we loved. We had a great time. We'd wake up every day, have coffee, eat breakfast, write all day. We had enough coffee. We'd switch to alcohol and drink all night until we were too drunk to play anymore. And we watch a music documentary like Oasis Super Song or something. But in that first 3 days, we wrote this song called Summer of Love. And it was one of those things in the moment where we were like, God, this song's cool. And then we started playing for people, and the reaction was so great. And then we call that the kind of the epicenter, or like that's like our banner song, because it kind of showed us what we wanted to do. But then we were like, okay, what is our angle? What are we just going to be in? Am I the lead singer? Are you the lead singer? Are we just going to both sing? Whatever. We just kind of went through these things, and then we kind of came up with the idea. Wouldn't it be cool if every song had a feature on it, had a different vocalist? And that played perfectly into Paul and my songwriting and production thing. We've also made a ton of friends and great bands and worked with so many great artists. So we were like, it's more interesting if we almost are like Calvin Harris or Mark Ronson. And the Gorillaz were a big influence, where I was like, this is cool like this. Because then every song can have a different flavor, and you don't have to worry if, does this fit my voice? It's like, okay, no, we'll just call this somebody else who fits this and have it. And it's really become this, it is from band kid to singer-songwriter to songwriter for other artists, especially rock bands and alternative bands, to now this is like this, it's just weird how it worked out.
One of the things I love most about you that I think people watching should take with them after hearing Curtis, his songs, his stories, is that you do something very well that I wish more people would take note of. Do it all. Don't be your own limitation. You've been very good at evolving with the music and collaborating with music that takes you to new music, and not allowing yourself to get in your head like, does this fit me? Does this not? You've broken down that wall very well and allowed yourself, and today shows that with the gamut of style to those songs. When you played the Kids in America song for me, I got to sing on it. You're welcome.
Crushes the harmonies. We needed the mamas and the papas, big harmonies. We needed that powerful girl voice.
Hey. But when you called me and you sent me that song, my immediate reaction was like, oh my gosh, because it was enough of a left turn, but still within the range of so many things you had covered, but with a fresh sound. And I was just so innately proud of you because of the reason that I'm like, this man has allowed himself to evolve seamlessly without any ego and without going, I'm supposed to be this or I'm supposed to do that. And I really think that that's one of your biggest attributes to all of your success, because you've really just embraced community, evolution, and a diverse, platform of songwriting.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I think it's also I got to the point in life in my maybe late 20s or something where, I realized music, no matter what level of success I had, it couldn't be the only thing that made me happy. And that was a big thing, because I think driven people, creative or any field really feel like this is their only chance at happiness. Otherwise, everything is going to suck. And letting go of that, still working as hard as you always did, but letting go of that allows you to not feel so much pressure, and then you enjoy yourself, and you're not always like, every win you get, you're like, yeah, that's fine, but it's not the thing I want. Yeah, that's fine, but it's not the thing I want. Because those people are truly never happy, And even if,
you don't want that for anybody.
No, and it's still a hard career and everything like that, but I think the more I knew I was supposed to do this and I wasn't going to stop, but I was over letting it kind of run my emotion and run my life.
And because of that, we have this incredible song.
Yes. So Summer of Love came out during the pandemic. We had to release it during all this stuff, and somehow it still got radio play, got
hundreds of thousands Spotify,
millions.
Millions of Spotify streams.
Esquire did an article about the band, but really it was about the song and how do you release a summer anthem in the middle of a pandemic. And the song continues to find new life, and has really it launched this band that's now hopefully then a big part of the next phase of my career. It's weird that I've come to this point now where I have Kids in America, I have my songwriting, I have my solo stuff, and then I have these other bands I'm a part of, this band called Pep Squad with our friend Kat, like who's this great female
She's
rock
so
thing. And then I have this other band with Riverside called Riverside with my friend Jesse, who's a great singer. It's kind of like almost like a K-Flay kind of thing. But I have the bandwidth and the energy for all of it. And now I'm mostly just working with people, my friends that I like, certain bands that I've worked with before, Pierce the Veil, Third Eye Blind, whatever. But like my little circle is actually smaller than it's been, and I love that. You know, it's just people I know every time I walk in the room with, something really rad's going to happen. Our thing, you know, it's like we're
a good way to feel.
That's
it's
a good way to
be.
feel. So there, all that to say, Summer of Love.
Oh, we fade into the morning sun, shattered glass where we had all the fun. Who we were and what we will become, can't explain, And the scratches from the carpet rug, it was our version of summer love. And the darkness coming from above, let it rain, for a summer of love. 'Cause we got twisted from the fame, we stole each other's pain, and just kept running from the game. A summer of love, we'll never be the same. Sharp words that used to do me in, turn you on, you love the weirdest things. Out of style, we'll be cool again, and again, and again. Our affection they consider sin, but to us it's more holy when it's perversion worth believing in. Let us pray, for a summer of love. 'Cause we got twisted from the fame, we stole each other's pain, and just kept running from the game. A summer of love, we'll never be the same. For a summer of love, for a summer of love. 'Cause we got twisted from the fame, we stole each other's pain, and just kept running from the game. A summer of love, we'll never be the same. We'll never be the same.
I love that song. Everybody needs to go download that song. You will all love that song. You're welcome for that song. Thank you for playing that song.
Thanks,
and
man.
all the others.
Yeah.
It is always such a joy to hang out with you.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things. And we are honored that you popped by today and played this stage.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for being here, sir.
You're welcome.
Where should people find you, follow you?
Just the hub is curtispeoples.com.
Yep.
You can just go out from there. Yeah.
P-E-A.
People with an
P-E-O.
S. As my mom would say on the phone with somebody, like a telemarketer, it's people with an S.
There you go.
Yeah.
curtispeoples.com. Check him out. Follow all the brilliance he does. And we will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.